welcome back to Sitting with Ashley. I'm Ashley. We're doing another Collective Comrade. I found the book, if you were watching the one the other day, the No More Deaths Collective Comrade. I found the book I made for my grandma. So I do have pictures from all of these things. But today we're going to talk about Los Angeles Community Action Network, LACAN, which is a nonprofit in Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles. And I did my master's work there, my practicum, which is like the research phase of the writing in your master's degree. And then I stayed there. That's where I was doing a lot of mental health groups and doing stuff like that. Also, this is where Baby Daddy works as well. So, LACAN stands for the Los Angeles Community Action Network. Okay, the one thing about human rights work is that you have to come up with a really fucking good acronym. Okay, no matter what. LACAN is the grassroots efforts within Skid Row. A lot of Skid Row is, so if you don't know what Skid Row is the homeless capital of the nation in downtown Los Angeles. There are thousands of homeless people on the streets in Skid Row. And LACAN is an organization that defends human rights for homeless folks against the city, against the police, against the county, against the feds, shit like that. And they work alongside the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition. They are in that together as well. Some of the things that LACAN, when I interviewed Pete for my thesis, Pete White is the executive director, founder of LACAN. And when I interviewed him back like 11 years ago for my thesis, I remember that he said that LACAN serves as a checks and balance against the city and the county. So if they make sure that stuff doesn't go under the table without getting a public comment or without getting some sort of reaction from the community in regards to that. So some of the things that they do, the action piece of LACAN is very important. They do a lot of frontline work, which is why I have so many frontline experiences, because I was interning with LACAN. One of the things that Baby Daddy does at LACAN is he's kind of the head of the community watch team. So General Dogon is the Baby Daddy. We've already done a Collective Comrade on him, but so we're kind of just like filling in the gaps here. But LACAN started the community watch team as a response to BIDs. And the BIDs are Business Improvement District. They're private security guards hired by corporations, and they work alongside of the LAPD, but they're not LAPD. They are private company security. One of the actions many moons ago, before I was ever in LACAN, that LACAN did, was that these BIDs, these private, I'm thinking of rap right now. We'll do rap next too. I'll get all my Cali folk done. Rap has some of these posters about BIDs. I don't think I have any up here, but we'll talk about that next. But anyway, so the BIDs are, the Business Improvement District are, like I already said, private security. And at one point in time in the early 2000s, they were armed with guns. And LACAN and other community came together and they were like, absolutely not. And they challenged the guns. I think there must have been something that happened that made that challenge. Someone probably pulled it, or I don't know if someone died because of that. But I do remember that LACAN was like, no, we're not, you can't be armed like that, right? So the BIDs are an interesting breed in LA. So in the urban landscape of Los Angeles, each municipality, so there's like Venice and downtown LA and Westwood and Santa Monica, each of those cities and municipalities have a different color for their BIDs. So they like to ride around on bikes and like those scooter things, like from Mall Cop, that Mall Cop movie. They do that too. So anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about the BIDs so much, but LACAN really pushed back the city against the bids with the Community Watch team. So Community Watch is what it sounds like. They go out in Skid Row. They are on the ground, on the feet. They document interactions with the police and homeless folks, the bids and homeless folks, the missions and homeless folks. Because, you know, the missions still have this, like, horrible savior complex where there's some really, really gnarly fucking people that run the missions in LA. You know, and also LACAN does other actions. They frontline stuff. They have speaking things. They do a lot of work with Black Lives Matter, with the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition, with other groups within LA, like Venice Community Housing, things like that. But one of the things they also do is they fight back against the bureaucracy weekly, like on a weekly basis. And this was something that I participated in for a while, but it was so difficult for me because of the apathy of the city and county. So they attend city council every week. They attend the police commission every week, because every week the police commission and city council are voting on more funding for and militarization, and, you know, rights being taken away from homeless folks. LACAN also participated in the Homeless Bill of Rights. I worked on that a little bit. I didn't draft it or anything, but I did work on some of it in regards to mental health when I was there. And they did that at a larger scale with RAP. I'll talk about RAP next. So the Homeless Bill of Rights was an initiative beyond just Los Angeles. It's something that's been adopted in many different cities on the West Coast to ensure that until there's houses, people have rights, right? People need places to go to the bathroom. People need places to sleep. People need safe places to be and do these things. And whereas the city, if the city had it the way the city would want, they would just put everyone in fucking prison, disappear them. I mean, they've talked about, like, the cities and councils and stuff have talked about, like, getting old ships and, like, putting them on the coast and, like, loading them up with homeless folks. And, you know, it's like, oh, okay, so someone's gonna cut that anchor, right? You just want to, like, sail, you know, like, the bottom line, especially with the Olympics happening right now, and we're going to talk about No Olympics LA as well, because that's another initiative, but there's a lot of collective or collaborations and networking that happens between all of these fronts, right? DSA is another one, the Democratic Socialists of America. A lot of them have meetings at LACAN and do a lot of stuff. So LACAN itself had, when I interviewed Pete, there were 4 pillars. I don't remember what they are. They are in my thesis, but I know that they are the policing, you know, the fighting back against the city. But then there's also an aspect of membership. There's people in Skid Row who become members of LACAN so that they can have a say and participate in the actions and stuff like that. And LACAN also went through a renovation project while I was in that space. They have this beautiful new building. They have a rooftop garden in Skid Row. So they do, oh, that's another thing. While I was there, an initiative that LACAN, like, frontlined was allowing EBT to be used at farmers markets. That was a huge initiative, and LACAN was a part of that, if not the leader of that. Again, with all of these other, you know, connections within the city. So that went citywide. So again, if you're at Venice and you've got EBT, you could use it at a market, right? That was a huge initiative. And then they have their own produce and stuff that they're producing from the rooftop. They have weekly meetings. Maybe they're bi-weekly now, but they're called ROC meetings, which is the resident organizing committee. So again, that's when members can come and they have a meeting. They learn about what's going on. They share what their experiences are. There's also the Downtown Women's Center, or Downtown Women's Action Coalition, that comes outside of LACAN, and so that's women-centered. It's an incredible organization. It's incredible. But that's some of the work that they do. And then the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition as well. So there's so much initiatives within LACAN. They are, I don't know how long they've been around. I think like the late 90s. So they've done incredible work, and their work has stopped so many, like I said, some of these initiatives that the cities wanted to do. I mean, that was when I was there like 11 years ago. So like, you know, people would have been disappeared by now. I remember when I was there, the city came out with this, The Row, where they were going to completely gentrify so Skid Row is located between the arts district and like the financial district of downtown LA. And as well as like it is like Chinatown is to the north, and then like the warehouse is like the wholesale district. So it's such an interesting location that this report that the city, or this, you know, the vision that the city put out, I think it was like in 2016 if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, they put out this whole long thing with like all these imaginary photos and stuff, and it was called The Row, and it was like this expansion of this yuppie arts district and like warehouse district. And I mean, if you follow anyone on the line who's in LA and you see that they're recording from like this large warehouse, you know, yuppie building, that's the arts district more than likely. So they're trying to, like, you know, gentrify Skid Row. Skid Row has been around since what, the 40s or so. It started as a place of refuge for workers, and it's called Skid Row. It had something to do with the logging. I don't know, I don't remember. It's all in my thesis, but let me show you a couple pictures if you'd like to see. LACAN, this is their old mural they have in their old building, but their logo, that's me with purple hair when I first dyed it. Remember, this is for my grandma. Okay, this is Skid Row. This is TC's tent. TC's an OG. He doesn't live in front of the building anymore. Pretty sure Baby Daddy does though. So here are some of the tents. This is us on Community Watch. I think I only have one more photo. Oh, no, that's just me and Baby Daddy. Oh, no, here we go. Here are some of our friends. This was at their annual fundraiser, Freedom Now. Oh, they also have a Community Connection, which is a community newspaper, again, where they pass it out for free to folks. Every Labor Day, they have a big Labor Day event. They block off the streets. Also, LACAN, we had a Pete's Tight with Chuck D from Public Enemy. And Public Enemy and Rage Against the Machine made a project together called The Prophets of Rage. Also with that guy, Insane in the Membrane. What's his name? Oh, I can never remember his name. But anyway, Prophets of Rage. So they had a rooftop concert. That was fun. And here's an action outside of... This looks like a May Day action. Outside of there's the Central Station, the LAPD station. It used to be a Hard Rock Cafe back in the day. Now it's the Pig Station. Here's another action at City Hall that we did. Here are some of our comrades. 3 of them have passed away. Carl, Wesley, and Eddie have all passed away. Incredible people. But yeah, I just wanted to share. LACAN is an incredible organization. If you're ever in Los Angeles, if you ever find yourself in Skid Row, go check. Don't be scared. Don't be a dick. Don't record anybody. And also go check out LACAN. But yeah, I just thought I'd put this here too. Have a good one.